Hello everybody, welcome to our next archetype guide, which is the Guardian archetype, which is well prepared. Travis, what is the goal of this archetype? This one's a bit obvious, but also a little bit strange.
Yeah, this one isn't so much of a archetype as it is like a package. Um, it doesn't really stand on its own, but it can be used to augment other strategies, whereas a lot of the other archetypes that we've discussed are kind of like a central theme to the deck. Basically, you're trying to play well prepared and use it to do good on your tests.
Yeah, and to also go off what Travis is saying, in one of the earliest archetype guides we did, we talked about how a lot of times in Arkham Horror, the card game, like there are a few archetypes that are robust enough to fill out a whole deck, but a lot of the times you're going to have like small packages of archetypes that make a deck whole, and well prepared is one of those. So, what is well prepared? You're probably asking yourselves. Well, there it is. So this is the namesake of the archetype, and it's the card that if you don't have, you still have cards that are like strong, but you're missing some nice juicy goodness that you can get out of it. So well prepared is an asset that you can exhaust it as a lightning bolt to choose an asset you control, and you get plus X skill value for the skill test, where X is the number of matching skill icons on the chosen asset. So with one of this whole thing, there's going to be a lot of us going to the card and being like, look at Flamethrower. It commits for 3 fists for a fight action, right? Like, it is like relatively straightforward with like what the goal of what well prepared is. But there is more to it, I imagine. Travis, you want to kind of shed a bit more light into that? Like what makes a card notable for well prepared?
Having lots of symbols, preferably ones that are the same.
Yes. Or like in the case of Empty Vessel here and some other ones, like even just having like a wild is really nice for well prepared, but like an Empty Vessel is basically just like a guts that you can use, right? And yeah. Especially as well assets that don't there's a bunch. Do we have anything like that we need to talk about here that isn't like about the card in particular? Because like Flamethrower is strong, and it also is good with well prepared because you can, when you use the Flamethrower, you can essentially get +7, which means like that's really high if you're going to be doing that.
Yeah, like in general, the 2 stats that you're looking for well prepared are Fist and Brain. Because if you're playing a Guardian, you probably want to be fighting things in most cases, and having extra punch is good. And then, as usual, like for all the other videos where we talk about Guts as being good, getting plus Brain as having that option is also very strong. Getting plus Book is good for certain investigators. For example, this card slots really nicely into like Joe Diamond, where you can play the Necronomicon and get +5 book. That's pretty nice. Or certain there's a couple investigators who can benefit from like kind of skids, can benefit from getting like plus foot symbols if they're using the bow.
Yep. Yeah.
But in general, you're looking for Fist and Brain.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna go to the next slide if no one else has anything to say, because we're not really like breaking down these cards by what they do. Like once again, this is like a very unique package that the Guardians have advantage of playing. As you can see here, Gret. I always don't know how to say it. She's nice because she has a Fist in a wild and a book in a wild, so she can like in someone like maybe for example Roland Banks. You can adapt to what you need with your well prepared on the fly when she's in play, which is really nice. Boxing gloves and survival knife both just give you more fist, and as Travis says, Fist and Brain is kind of what you're looking for here. And then Zoe's Cross is also for 3 fist if you need it, or alternatively also just a wild if you need it in a pinch as well. Like if it's your last test for the turn and you need it to be a foot test, you can use your Zoe's Cross to help you with that. That's the nice thing, too, about when your assets have the wild, they're even more versatile when it comes to their use with well prepared. Anything you guys want to add here, or should I just keep it going?
I think this one's pretty straightforward.
I agree.
Yep.
All
It's
right.
an easy one.
As Travis said, it seems it's very good with Joe Diamond as well, and the Colts are no exception to that because they commit for 2 book, 2 fist, which is really good for what he's going to be doing. And then, because this one's also a bit weird, most of our archetypes we've stayed in one color, but in some other colors, pickpocketing, right? Because once again, you're not exhausting the well-prepared for this. You're not exhausting the card, you're exhausting the well-prepared with well-prepared. So you can get +2 foot with while you're taking your evade action, and you can still then use your pickpocketing to draw a card or gain a resource, or with the +2 you just got from your well-prepared, do both instead. Seems pretty sick. Lantern gives you +2 book. Chainsaw gives you +3 fist. There's not much more to say about the notable cards here. You're just looking for assets that have multiples of the same symbol. That's when well-prepared is juicy. Like, well-prepared for just a +1 is not like the true value you can get out of it. Sick. All right. What does this synergize with? Well, it's kind of a package that can fit in everything, but it synergizes best with asset-heavy decks. The more options you have to use your well-prepared with, the more utility you will get out of it. Like, in a perfect world, you can have your asset that gives you brain and your asset that gives you fist, and then you're just like, you're the happiest player in the play group, right? Like, everything's just going wonderfully. And this does, yes, kind of sound like a cop-out, but trust us when we say this. Well-prepared, it also synergizes with most other archetypes, right? This archetype is easily splashable, but you want at least one of the notable cards, or alternatively cards that fit with your build that have 2 of the same symbols on it to get max value out of your well-prepared. Well-prepared is probably my favorite, package, and there's a lot of happy dreams that come with building it. And I've had fun when I've done it, and I suggest that you guys also should have fun doing it too. Do you guys have anything to add here, or should I let Travis talk about the deck?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, this one's nice and easy. For anyone who's wondering,
Yeah.
someone commented they couldn't think of any other Guardian archetypes. There's only 2 more after this, and they're all pretty simple like this. Guardians, you're punching monsters or helping your friends, and that's about it. As always, I like to try to guess the deck, the investigator for the deck that Travis built for this week. And this one I was way off the mark. I thought it was going to be Zoe or Joe Diamond for sure. And it is none other than Roland Banks, the Fed. Travis, I'll pass this to you.
Yeah, so for guessing purposes, Justin, all the investigators their background color matches the thing.
So
Otherwise, I might have
guessed
been-
Zoe. I should have guessed Zoe, not...
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Shucks.
Yeah, this is a Roland deck where, looking at it now, this deck is actually just like practice makes perfect in a trench coat. But it's pretty basic Roland deck. You got your empty vessel to keep from not dying. You got the Colt and the survival knife as your primary weapons. You're running the 32 Colts, which a lot of the time isn't ideal with Roland's 4 punch, considering it doesn't give you a boost, but it does allow you to have infinite ammo. And it kind of gets made up for with the well-prepareds, because it has 2 fist symbols, I believe.
It does.
And we also have the 2 level 4 physical trainings to keep that punch score nice and high, or the brain score if we need it. And the physical training also has 2 brain symbols and 2 punch symbols on it.
Seems good.
So, yeah, it's a Roland deck where you play your cards and you shoot stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, and the well-prepared is just, once again, it's here to enhance the stats that are relevant. You're going to be punching, and you're going to not want to die to Mythos cards, and your well-prepared helps you with that, especially if you get physical training in play. With your physical training in play and well-prepared, you're set. You're good. There's so much value you'll get out of those cards having that all in play. And then of course practice makes perfect doesn't hurt. That card's bonkers good.
It is particularly good in rolling because you get access to super strong blue and yellow ones.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're really excited about playing with the practice makes perfect side of this deck, you could also shave on some of the XP. Perhaps, the safeguard doesn't need to be upgraded, or you don't need, I don't know, to upgrade your beat cops or something like that. Mm-hmm. And upgrade your deductions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
You get to do everything forever.
Forever.
Or until you die, one of the two.
Which could happen with roll, and you could blink and suddenly you've taken 5 horror.
Yeah, sometimes you draw a Mythos card and you're like, I was full, but now I'm dead.
Yeah. That's just Arkham Horror. All right.
That's just the way it is.
This archetype, it was a very quick, right? Like, well prepared is pretty straightforward, but some of the archetypes in this series are going to be straightforward. They're just like, this card does this. These are cards that help it do that, right? So they're not all going to be long, big breakdowns, but if there's any archetypes you want to see us do in the other colors or in Guardians in general, please let us know in the comments below. I do look at them when I decide what we're going to do that week. Otherwise, I just throw a dart at a dartboard, and today we hit well prepared. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys have a good one. We love you, and as always, GG's.